Light pollution. Lauren Anderson, Chloe Ashcraft, Alicia Fields, and Trey Gilbert. In this presentation, you'll first be learning about what light pollution is. Then we'll talk about the causes of light pollution. After that, we'll discuss the effects of light pollution. And the last thing we'll discuss is how to fix light pollution. So what is light pollution? Light pollution is defined by the excessive, misdirected, and obtrusive use of artificial or outdoor light. Light pollution is caused by industrial civilization and the uncontrolled use of artificial light. The four main components of light pollution are glare, sky glow, light trespass, and clutter. Glare is excessive brightness that is produced from both outdoor and indoor light. Sky glow is the brightening of the night sky over time. Light trespass is light falling in an area where it is not intended or needed, and clutter is the confusing or random grouping of light sources. In this picture, you can see the difference between what the sky looks like with light pollution and without light pollution. On the left side of the picture is what it looks like without light pollution. As you can tell, you can see the stars in the sky, while on the right side of the picture, when the lights are on, you can't see any stars in the sky. This picture shows light pollution in different areas. Starting at the left, it's closest to the city, and getting closer to the right is when it's farthest from the city. As you can tell, in the city, you can't really see any stars because there's more light pollution there, and the further away you get from the city, the more stars you can see. Causes of light pollution. Three major causes of light pollution are artificial outdoor light, poor light placement, and LED light bulbs. Artificial outdoor light. One of the main causes of light pollution is artificial outdoor light. This can consist of streetlights, exterior home or business lights, neon signs, lights used at sporting events, etc. These lights usually do not have shields installed to block light from shining into the sky's atmosphere, which increases the amount of overall light pollution. Poor light placement. Poor light placement is when there is an overabundance of light in one location, such as a downtown area in a city, a cluster of streetlights close together, and poor planning that doesn't take into consideration the surrounding areas. LED light bulbs. Although cheaper and more energy efficient, LED light bulbs are sufficiently brighter and cast large amounts of light in all directions without proper shielding. LEDs also emit blue light wavelengths that bounce around in the atmosphere and ultimately increase sky glow. Blue light is also known to affect humans and animals more than other parts of the light spectrum. With proper shielding, LEDs could be extremely useful in both cutting down on energy waste and improving overall light pollution. Light pollution statistics. 75% of artificial sky brightness comes directly from light fixtures. 83% of the world's population is living under light-polluted skies. The effects of light pollution. 6 major effects of light pollution are the health effects that it has on humans, energy waste, the disruption of ecosystems, glare, crime and safety, and the economical effects. Health effects on humans. Light pollution affects the health of humans in many different ways. One of the biggest effects on the human is the circadian clock is reset. The circadian clock is a 24-day night cycle which results in the natural instinct in humans to sleep at night and wake in the day. This circadian clock affects humans in multiple ways. These consist of, but are not limited to, brave wave patterns, hormone production levels, and the regulation of cells. According to the chairman of the pharmacology department at the University of California, Irvine, when their circadian clock is disrupted, people are more subjected to depression, insomnia, cardiovascular disease, and cancer. Energy waste. Lighting is responsible for 25% of energy consumption across the world. Upward-facing streetlights cause overillumination, meaning that only some of the light is useful while the rest is wasted. Wasting light is also wasting money and wasting a carbon footprint. Disrupting ecosystems. Light pollution can also affect entire ecosystems. Light pollution is harmful to nocturnal animals that rely on the dark. Light pollution has been shown to cause physiological harm to nocturnal animals. Light pollution can also confuse the migratory patterns of animals. The overall rhythm of life is held in place by the natural patterns of light and dark, so disruption on these patterns impact ecological dynamics. Glare. According to the International Dark Sky Association, glare is defined as excessive brightness that causes visual discomfort. This means that glare is unnecessary light that is being used. Not only is this costly, it's also discomforting to the eye. Crime and safety. A study by the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health found that streetlights do not help to prevent accidents. A 2011 study of London street lighting and crime found that reducing light did not reduce crime rates. In fact, bad lighting can make it easier for criminals to see victims and their property. Economics. According to the International Dark Sky Association, about 1/3 of all lighting is wasted, annually costing $2.2 billion. To produce so much energy, coal-fueled power plants drive out 15 million tons of carbon dioxide pollutant annually. So much air pollution is expelled from the creation of electricity that fixing light pollution would be equal to removing 9.5 million cars from the road. How to fix light pollution. 5 easy ways to fix light pollution is turning off lights, using light timers, using motion detectors, shielding lights, and using blackout curtains. Turning off lights. A big problem in light pollution is the use of unnecessary lights. Turning off lights that are not being used at that moment can be a huge help in fixing light pollution. This is the cheapest, easiest, and most effective way of dealing with the problem. Some examples would be when you leave your house to turn off your bedroom lights, or when you go to bed, shut off all of your lights in the house. Using light timers. A light timer is a light that has a timer built into it, so when you turn on a light, the timer will start, and after a certain amount of time, if no one turns off the light manually, it will turn off on its own. It is important to use light timers in places like public bathrooms or in warehouses because many people will forget to turn off lights in these types of places, so them turning off by themselves helps save energy. Using motion detectors. Motion sensor lights only come on when it detects motion. Using motion detectors allows you to not keep your lights on all night, but still have them on when you need them, therefore helping reduce light pollution because they only turn on when needed. Shielded lights. Shielded lights reduce glare, sky glow, and light trespassing. They keep the light only where we need it. The picture below shows what a shielded light should look like. As you can see in the image, the best shielded light is the one furthest to the right. It keeps all of the light only where it's needed, which is down below, not in the sky, polluting it. Use blackout curtains. Blackout curtains help keep inside light inside. This is especially important in buildings with high windows. Without the use of blackout curtains and high windows, birds may collide into window, resulting in their death. You may be shocked to find out that this image is not a sunrise or a sunset. It's actually in the middle of the night. This is a photo taken in a rural area 90 miles away from Los Angeles. This just shows how extreme light pollution really is. This image shows a map of the U.S. light pollution. As you can tell, light pollution is most prevalent in areas where bigger cities are. If you have any questions, you can email us at askaboutlightpollution@gmail.com.